Good afternoon. I'm Glenn Hankinson. I'm a carpentry instructor at Northern. I have been in the construction industry for 30 years. I have done a little bit of everything from start to finish of a house, from excavating to footer, foundations, framing, roofing, tile work, interior work, windows, doors, pretty much everything in the construction aspect of it. If you come to Northern, hopefully what I usually do is try to get to know you a little bit, to see what you're trying to get out of. Pause it.
Go ahead, you're good. Go on.
Just see what you want to get out of carpentry. So hopefully I get a chance to teach you a little thing about the experience that I've had in it. When you get into construction industry, you start out as a laborer, then you go into a carpenter's helper, and then you go to a carpenter, and then you go to a lead carpenter, and then after that it's you go into what they call a working foreman, where you're actually still running the job and you got people underneath of you that you do their daily task, set up, let them do what that you want them to do and explain to them. And then after that you go into the superintendent role. The pay range, starting out nowadays, a laborer will be anywhere from $12 to $14 an hour starting out. Then it goes up after that. You'll probably top out if you get into the foreman range around $30, $35 an hour. Then if you get into the superintendent role, it can be 35 and up. Depends on what your role is in the company. So hopefully if you come to Northern, you'll be interested and I can teach you some things.
So, Mr. Hankinson, what is the projection currently for employment right now in carpentry?
The projection, I would say, is very high demand right now. With all the industries and stuff, with the factories and all that, it's kind of up in the air right now. But with the construction part of it, they're still working every day. And the sky's the limit in what you want to learn and what you want to make. It all depends on you and your work ethic. And hopefully you want to learn the trade.
Okay.
How y'all doing? I'm Scott Amann. I'm the masonry instructor at Northern Kentucky Youth Development Center. The masonry program that I teach, we go over a little bit of the laboring skills, which that's where most guys will start out. A younger guy or girl start out as a laborer, or what we call a hod carrier or a mason tender. Their job is to take care of the bricklayer and make sure they have all the material what is needed. After that, you could become an apprentice bricklayer, which you would be at the point of just actually learning the trade of how to lay brick and block. After years of that, then you can become a journeyman bricklayer, which in a journeyman bricklayer, you should know all the information you need to know as far as the masonry field. The foreman should be able to tell you how to build a wall, and you should be able to understand everything he is saying to you to be able to complete that wall. Other job aspects in the masonry field that you could get into is architectural, estimating. Well, you could get into engineering, structural engineering. Everything has to be built to hold certain weights, pressures. Pay-wise, residential and commercial. There is a pretty decent, at least in the masonry field, there's a pretty decent discrepancy or difference. Residential labor probably start out about $10. A bricklayer would probably be about 15. And the top paying residential, I'd say a labor would probably be 15. A bricklayer would be maybe 20 to 22. Commercial, a labor you would start out at about 14 to 16 bucks an hour as a labor. Bricklayer, you probably start out at about 20 or 22. Labors can go up to 20, probably 20 to 22. And a bricklayer, like Mr. Hankinson said before, it depends on work ethic. If you have the want, the sky's the limit. But a normal bricklayer with being a journeyman style, you're probably looking at anywhere between $25 to $32 an hour.
Certifications that you guys offer?
Just the OSHA 10. The OSHA 10 is what we, and the NCCER. That is a textbook that we use, and you can get certifications upon completion of that textbook.
Okay.
And level 1 also, after you get done with the intro, then you go into level 1, level 2, level 3. They just keep on going up from there. A lot of times, well, the industry does, most of the time, accept those certifications. They might have a little test every, to go over what knowledge that you do know in the trade. So, you know, try to retain all the information that we give you. It will help you and benefit you in the long run. So hopefully this will let you get into our programs and make some money.
And the last thing I want to say, I can guarantee, and you guys probably never heard a lot of guarantees before, if you want to learn, myself and Mr. Hankinson can teach you how to be a bricklayer, and he can teach you how to be a carpenter. I guarantee you will learn how to be one.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. See you guys.